Prince Harry wasn't supposed to be jetting off that night. Honestly, insiders say he hadn't even penciled in a UK return this month. But guess what? All plans evaporated the second word hit Montecito that the palace had sneakily started the internal drill to yank the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's royal titles. Not gossip, not debate, action. Sources spill that when Harry's crew caught wind, chaos exploded. Phones buzzed, aides whispered, schemes crumbled, and while everyone scrambled to decode the madness, Harry made a single choice. Get me to London. Forget PR spin, polished statements, or sugar-coated messaging. Harry reportedly tossed all that aside. He had one goal, a face-to-face showdown before the palace stamped the verdict permanent. A private jet was whipped up at lightning speed, and within hours Harry was airborne solo. No Meghan, no kids, just a man hurtling toward the storm he spent 4 years dodging. And here's the kicker. The person he's desperate to see? Not King Charles. William. Yep, the real power shift couldn't be clearer. Months of whispers around Buckingham Palace hinted at a stealthy power shuffle. Charles, battling health woes and stress, allegedly opted for a softer, quieter royal style. He dodges drama, sidesteps friction, and leans into peace over confrontation. But William, oh William, has stepped into an entirely different spotlight. Insiders say he's no longer the heir, he's acting like the king. Inside palace walls, staff reportedly dubbed this the pre-succession era. Translation: William is calling the shots. He runs crisis meetings. He signs off on major moves. He controls the monarchy's public image. And according to those in the know, William has zero patience for scandals dragging on. He wants a monarchy squeaky clean, disciplined, and free from endless embarrassment. The Sussex saga? He's done. To Harry, this shift is terrifying. The brother he leaned on for protection now wields the axe. While Harry barrels across the Atlantic, stormbound, something far more calculated simmers in London. Sources reveal William quietly assembled legal brains, experts in constitutional loopholes, royal precedents, and the rare conditions needed to snatch titles. This isn't about feelings. This isn't revenge. It's chess. And the operation allegedly rolls out in steps. Step 1. Use Prince Andrew as the legal guinea pig. Not mercy, but to carve the official pathway to stripping titles in the modern monarchy. Parliament once insisted only the monarch can revoke titles, but William wants that power ready for the next king. Step 2. Once Andrew sets the precedent, the same machinery hits Harry and Meghan cleanly, legally, and without William ever looking vengeful. It's ruthless, organized, a corporate boardroom masquerading as a royal household. And Harry knows once this engine rolls, it's nearly unstoppable, hence the midnight sprint home before paperwork seals his fate. While Harry slices through night skies toward London, another storm brews on the palace side, one that doesn't even involve him, but could crush him anyway. Sources say what finally tipped William wasn't Harry, it was Prince Andrew and Sarah Fergie Ferguson. For weeks, whispers about the Epstein saga, once hoped buried, rose again, darker, heavier, and juicy. Inside palace corridors, talk claims new emails might link Andrew to Epstein financially, not just socially. And that's not all. Rumors resurfaced that Scotland Yard may have been manipulated to discredit Virginia Roberts, one of Epstein's accusers. Even a hint of truth would rock the monarchy. Then comes Fergie, whose Epstein ties are under fresh scrutiny. Sources say she may have pocketed over £2 million from him over time. Some gossip even suggests he quietly sustained her lifestyle for nearly 15 years. To William, this isn't scandal. It's rot inside the institution he's set to lead. He sees credibility slipping, tabloids circling like sharks, and the crown bleeding quietly but surely. In that moment, William decides, if the family won't clean up, he will. That choice is the first domino that sends Harry racing back to London, terrified. When Harry realized William wasn't just irritated, but allegedly prepping formal paperwork, Harry snapped into full crisis mode. Gone was the laid-back California dad. Gone was the confident memoir-selling royal. Gone was the outspoken rebel everyone loved to gossip about. What remained? A man cornered by reality. Sources claim he refused emails, lawyers, or staff as middlemen. He demanded a face-to-face showdown with William before the palace's verdict went final. But according to insiders, William isn't interested in emotional sob stories. He wants proof, action, accountability. One source said it bluntly, William doesn't want an explanation, he wants an example. Which means if Harry wants mercy, he must halt all public digs, curb future memoir plans, distance himself from Meghan's commercial empire, stop using the royal brand for media projects, and revert to the quiet, disciplined royal he once was. In short, he must erase 4 years of his own choices, shrink the spotlight he crafted, and put the crown above personal feelings again. Terrifying, because this isn't a family tip anymore. It's an ultimatum. Harry knows William isn't bluffing. He knows the legal machinery is rolling. He knows that once titles vanish, there's no rewind. That's why he boards the jet alone. Every mile toward London is a ticking countdown. He's racing to salvage the last fragments of who he once was. Meanwhile, in Buckingham Palace, one man stares at papers he never wanted. King Charles. Sources say he looks like a man wearing 2 crowns, one literal, one heavy with family pain. Behind closed doors, Charles battles unseen wars, illness, stress, and the cruel reality that his sons, once inseparable, now face off in a royal showdown. Tradition presses on one side, fatherly ache on the other. The pressure? Heavier than love. Senior officials reportedly warned him, the monarchy cannot survive another public meltdown. Not another scandal. Not another hit to credibility. Not another crown dragged through tabloids. The government's patience is thinning, fail here, and constitutional intervention looms, a nightmare for any king. So Charles looks at William, strong, decisive, steady, and at Harry, emotional, volatile, forever a headline magnet. And in that split, he grasps the ultimate royal truth. The crown survives only when someone sacrifices. Choices must be made, but that doesn't make them easier. As Harry's plane nears London, he isn't just fighting for dignity. He's fighting for the family legacy. Lose the titles, and everything shifts. The Duke of Sussex becomes Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor, a name that reads like bureaucracy, not legacy. Meghan turns Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor, losing the status that fueled her global brand. Archie and Liette lose their prince and princess shields, the symbolic protection they were born into. And the fallout? Emotional and financial. The book deals signed because he was a prince. Netflix contracts bought because the world craved the runaway royals. Partnerships, speeches, appearances, all powered by one thing: the royal name shine. If the titles vanish, poof, Harry and Meghan's entire brand loses its sparkle. In entertainment, once the glitter fades, so does the paycheck. Security risks spike, invites shrink, influence drops. One palace aide allegedly said it best, without titles, they're just another celebrity couple with a podcast and a past. And that's Harry's ultimate nightmare. Not the money, not the fame, the erasure, the idea that the world he was born into, the world his kids should inherit, could vanish with a single pen stroke. Morning creeps over Buckingham Palace. Golden light washes the stone walls as guards take their posts. Outside, the world stirs, but inside, a new royal era is already here. William stands in his office, not the younger brother, not the heir, but the man who reinvented the monarchy with his own hands. He's done what others were too scared to attempt. Cut the chaos, removed the threats, shielded the crown with ruthless precision. Sources say he doesn't celebrate, he doesn't grin, he doesn't even look relieved. He looks ready. Ready for the throne long before it's official. Ready to lead with steel over sentiment. Ready to protect the monarchy even if it shatters the last pieces of his family. Across the Atlantic, Harry wakes in a world that's moved on without him. The dynasty he belonged to? Gone. The doors he once walked through? Locked. The titles that defined him? Vanished. But here's the twist. This isn't the end. This is the start of a new royal era. An era where William emerges as the cold architect of a stronger monarchy. An era where Charles clings to peace, watching the future slip to his son. An era where Harry must rediscover himself without the crown he once ran from but now desperately craves. Because in the House of Windsor, power doesn't whisper, it dominates. And William, steady hands, sharp mind, ice in his veins, has proven one thing. He isn't waiting for the crown. He's already wearing it.